Hey Woutje, what's up buddy? Ik zie dat je online bent. Mijn kookprogramma gaat beginnen in een paar minuten. Dus Wout Vermeulen uit Oosterwijk. Hey Joyce, what's up? Oosterwijk de gekste. Live vanuit Amerika. Ik ben een beetje aan het testen. The Meal and Deal with Peter show right now is on 3 channels in the same time. Ik ben nou live aan het uitzenden op Facebook, op YouTube en op BitChat. En ik ben een beetje aan het experimenteren nog. Maar je moet het maar zo zien. Het kan alleen maar beter vanaf hier. Dus geweldig dat jullie er zijn. Ik hoop dat de connectie goed is. Ik wilde Facebook live uitzenden van mijn laptop. Maar dat gaat niet. Op je laptop kun je Facebook waarschijnlijk blijkbaar niet live uitzenden. Dat gaat alleen via je mobiele app. Oké. Maar ik ga nu in het Engels praten. Want daar kan de rest van de wereld ook horen wat ik te zeggen heb. Gezellig dat jullie er zijn. Oosterwijk de gekste. Hey. Okay guys, welcome. Welcome to Meal and Deal with Peter here on BitChat. Today I'm gonna broadcast for you guys live out of my home. And today I'm going to broadcast on 3 different channels. And right now, God bless, He is with me. I'm live on YouTube, Facebook, and BitChat. Of course, I'm still working on a lot of stuff to get it better, but we're getting there, you know. And a real fighter do not give up the fight. So I'm also finally worked out with my 3rd camera. So I'm just gonna work out a little bit what I'm doing here. Because it's the 3rd camera is on BitChat and YouTube, so I just have to stand a little bit to make sure that the broadcast is good and that nothing is interfering my stove, because the 3rd camera is above the stove. With Facebook, I cannot do that because I'm working on many cam connecting to Facebook, and then I could do that. But right now, I only can switch cameras for BitChat and for YouTube. So YouTube and BitChat, they will see the same. Facebook will see more me and a little bit of the stove. Like if I'm gonna do it like that, guys, you see me and the stove. Okay. So again, we're just working on what we have right now. So Meal and Deal with Peter is live every Sunday, 6 p.m. And we all are part of this network. So right now I'm almost gonna start the show. I'm just gonna wait that I can see my 2nd camera doing his job. And I don't have no problems here right now with BitChat. I got no problems with YouTube. And of course, I want to make sure that I can switch from camera at the moment that I can do that with ManyCam. ManyCam is a nice program. I'm also going to start using Twitch in the future. Twitch is something that I heard of, never worked with. So I just have to see how it's going to go, but I will fix that tomorrow on my day off. So right now, Meal and Deal with Peter will start. So I will first absolutely turn that camera like that, step a little back. Guys, welcome. Meal and Deal with Peter here on BitChat. Today, we're going to have a very nice dish. Today, we're going to cook something like last week. It's going to take a little longer time. So I will absolutely start right away with the product that will take the longest. First, I'm going to show you some ingredients that I'm going to use today. We're going to cook with sweet potatoes. Thanksgiving is just passed here last week. Thursday, half of America was off. Other half still had to work, but half days, you know. It's a big holiday here in America. Thanksgiving is almost as big as Christmas in Europe. So it's all about family and food and drinks and having a good time. So I had some sweet potatoes left. I'm not going to make mashed potatoes. I'm not going to cook them, boil them, and eat them like that. What I did is I cooked them halfway. So I will show you here, guys, and I will show you here. I cooked them halfway. So the potatoes are cooked but inside they're still hard. And I'm going to fry them. I'm going to fry them in oil, in nice sunflower oil. I'm just going to use sunflower oil, a little bit of butter, and I'm going to fry them. But I'm going to slice them up in dices. So what we eat a lot in Holland is fried potatoes, and I'm going to do that with sweet potatoes. I never did that before, but of course, what can go wrong? I mean, the house will not burn down, and the sweet potatoes will have a different flavor than the normal potatoes that I'm used to in the Netherlands. So that's one of the dishes. The sweet potato already has a big amount of sugar inside of it. So right now, I'm only going to work with a little salt probably in the end. Maybe a little cinnamon. That was an idea of my wife. I'm going to see how the potato will be in the end, and then I will spice it up the way I like to. Next to that, I got a mixture of veggies. I got a mixture of veggies. I got the light green beans, I got the green beans, and I got carrots. All these ingredients, they come out of the freezer. I talked about it to you guys, and I love frozen vegetables because the nutrition of frozen vegetables is much higher than fresh vegetables in a lot of times, unless you got your veggies from a local market and that buys their local products in local areas. Then I would suggest use fresh vegetables. But in this case, I use frozen vegetables because the nutrition is just a little higher than fresh vegetables. So that's the vegetables that I have. I'm just going to boil them in a little bit of water. The amount of water I will show you guys. The amount of water that I use for that is absolutely stunning, because I'm just going to use like 1 cup of water. 1 cup of water, that's it. Your vegetables do not need to be under the water completely or swimming in the ocean. 1 cup of water I put in the pan, and I will bring that to a boiling point. After the boiling point, I will put the lid on it. If I can find the lid, I will put the lid on it, and you're going to create like a steam effect. That's going to take like 3 minutes, and that's it. After 3 minutes, take it out. Put a little bit of butter on it, a little salt. That's it. No more seasoning. That's all you're going to have. Next to that, we have the potatoes, we have the vegetables. I got the meat. Today I got the luxury meat. I had some good meat left over from Thanksgiving. I didn't do anything with it, but I got top mount. It's a beautiful steak. And that steak, I will get it for you guys. That steak in little cubes. Those little cubes, I marinated a little bit. Facebook here, YouTube, and Pieter here. The top round, I cut it up in little cubes, and I marinated it with a little oil, and I marinated a little bit with salt and pepper, and I put in there a little garlic, and I believe that was it. That's what I put it inside of the meat. It's like an hour ago. Let it sit a little bit, and then we're going to start with this. With that being said, it's going to take a while, this dish, because I want that meat. Normally, like top round, you leave it like a little pink inside. That's, at least that's my flavor. Medium rare. But my wife likes more well done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like a simmer meat. I'm going to simmer it for a while. So with that being said, I'm going to start with some onions and garlic. I'm going to put them in the pan, and I just use a little bit of butter. So right now, YouTube and Pieter, I'm going to turn camera 2 on, and we're going to show you the stove. And Facebook, I'm going to turn you around a little bit like that, and I'm going to start cooking here in this way. I'm not going to move the camera to the top and bottom because I don't want it to fall on my stove, of course. So right now, we're just going to start with the meat. Put some fire on, get some butter. For meat, I prefer to use butter. Why? Because butter has more flavor to the meat, and has more flavor for later on for the gravy. Because what I'm going to do is, this steak that I'm going to prepare is a steak that I'm finishing up with some brie, some French cheese, and that's brie, what I told you guys. Brie, it's a very nice cheese. Let me show the guys up there. Brie, it's a French cheese and it's very flavorful. And I'm gonna mix that. I have some heavy cream, so I'm gonna use some heavy cream. So when my steak is almost done from the outside, I'm gonna put the heavy cream in there. And later on, I'm going to put the cheese in there, and the cheese is going to melt in the heavy cream. The brie has a very soft, beautiful flavor. So the meat will get an extra kick of that French cheese. But of course, before we're going to do that, the onions, the garlic. I got some green peppers I had left over in the house, and of course, some mushrooms because I like the mushrooms with the cream cheese. With the cheese, I mean, it's going to give a nice extra flavor. Not a lot of mushrooms. You just have a little bit, add a little bit of mushrooms because that will absolutely influence the flavor. And in the meantime, I'm going to put the fire low under the pan for the veggies. And after the meat is going to go in, I'm going to cut the potatoes because that will take a little while. So my butter's hot enough. My onions going in. My onions go in. Sear them a little bit with the garlic. Just do it like for 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Don't put the fire too high because butter will burn much quicker than oil or coconut fat, by example. Just make sure that you keep stirring it till it's going to be nice and glassy look, like a shiny look. Then your onions are going to be done. And of course, I will also salute everybody in the Netherlands. I will salute everybody in the world, in America. Guys up there, BitChat, YouTube, salute on this evening, on this blessed day. And I hope that everybody had a family Thanksgiving with a lot of fun and joy and good food. And tonight we're going to show you guys another good meal. And this meal, what I normally do on BitChat with Meal and Deal Pieter, I will also tell you a little bit about the price of the products that I use. First, all these ingredients you easily can buy in every retail store there is. So you don't have to go to exclusive stores. Top round is a very beautiful piece of meat that doesn't have a lot of fat, but it still has a lot of flavor. So, of course, you want that. I don't like too much fat on my meat. So I prefer a little leaner meat. But of course, the real meat lover, they want to have fat because fat gives a lot of flavor to the meat. But for me, personal, and my wife, we're not really in favor of fat. So, okay, onions are in there, peppers in there. I will wait with the mushrooms, and I will wait with the, I have some scallions, some onions. I'll wait with that because they're a little bit more vulnerable. I will add them later on because I want to make sure that who's their strength, and they are very easily overcooked, and we don't want that. I still want to taste my veggies in this sauce that I'm going to finish with the cheese and the heavy cream. So right now, the peppers, the onions, all nice and glazy. That's what you want. So I'm going to put the meat in. Top round goes in. And you hear it. It's nice and dancing. It's nice and dancing in the pan. This week I got it nice and quiet in my home. My son is sleeping right now. It's late, but he was very tired. He didn't have a nap. And my wife and her daughter has a quality time in another part of the house. So for me, it's good now to give the time to you guys. So again, welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube, and welcome BitChat. I got a nice amount of viewers I see all over. I got on YouTube viewers, I got on BitChat viewers, and I got on Facebook viewers. Awesome. Doing a great job. So what Meal and Deal Pieter is about is I show you cooking styles that you understand. I show you prepare methods that you can comprehend, that you understand, and you can also copy at home. I mean, it's just a simple way of production, and it's just as long as you put the love in the food, the care in the food, you're gonna have absolutely a delicious meal. Today, the top round was the most expensive ingredient in this dish. Um, I have 4 nice slices of top round. I think like half an inch thick, and they are what I already told you: seasoned salt, pepper, garlic. I didn't do a lot more on it. A little bit of oil, sunflower oil. I marinated for like an hour, 90 minutes. Now they're in the pan, but I'm not going to make it like a simmer meat. It takes a little longer, but I will show you later on. In the meantime, I'm going to cut my potatoes. So I move over a little bit to that side. So the camera up there will see what I'm doing. I'm going to put some oil in the pan for the potatoes, but I'm going to mix that oil with some butter because the butter will give extra flavor to the potatoes. In the meantime, make sure that you shake your meat around with your pepper and your onions and your garlic. And then you're going to slice the sweet potatoes in dices, or dices in slices. Those potatoes, the sweet potato has also much more fibers than a normal potato. You will see that when you're going to take the skin off. It's like a little hairier. The hairy is the basal, it's the fiber. And that makes the sweet potato also more healthy than a regular potato. The sweet potato is a potato with a very beautiful nutrition, and you can do a lot of stuff with the sweet potato. A friend of mine, even at work, a colleague that I work with, he's all about food. And I mean, he's all about food, like he's all into sports. So that guy is a muscle guy, and his hobby, his passion is to make sure that his body got the right food. So right now, he has also like he gave me also some like a pumpkin protein powder, and the pumpkin protein powder, you can make cupcakes out of it. You can make uh, you can you can make pancakes out of it. That's what I did, and it's unbelievable healthy. And the sweet potato, the mashed potato, I know for sure that he also uses that for his nutrition, for his diet around Thanksgiving. So, okay, I cut up the potatoes, making sure that my meat is getting there. Right now, the meat is halfway. I'm going to add my mushrooms and my scallops, my green onions in there. So, that will be this. Big chat. I hope, guys, that you have a good view up there. I hope that the sound is good and that you can follow what I'm telling you guys. Right now, Facebook, YouTube, and BitChat are all live online. So, okay. Let me switch back to see if it works out. Okay. And BitChat. Welcome. Meal and Deal with Pieter here on BitChat, YouTube, and Facebook. And today I'm preparing a very nice meal. Today I'm going to cook sweet potatoes, but I just boiled them halfway, cooled off, cut them in slices. I'm going to fry them in oil and butter. Next to that, I got a top round steak that I cut up in small square pieces. I season them with a little oil, salt, pepper, and garlic, marinated for like an hour, 90 minutes. And then I got a veggie mix of white and green beans, white beans, green beans, and carrots, little baby carrots. I'm going to steam them, and we're going to finish it up with some butter and some salt. This meal, the vegetables were 90 cents for a bag. It's all frozen. I use frozen vegetables because I prefer frozen vegetables because of the nutrition. They're higher often than fresh vegetables. Then I'm going to finish up the meat right now. I'm stir frying it with fresh garlic, some onions, some peppers, and mushrooms and green onions, some scallions. And I'm going to finish them up with some heavy cream and some French cheese brie. Brie is like one of a very good quality cheese, and it's from France. I love it. It's very flavorful. It's very tasteful. It's very soft. It's nice also on a cracker with a nice glass of red wine and some olives on the side. And we're gonna finish the meat up with that. First the heavy cream, then I put the cheese in there, little pieces, put the lid on it, let it sit for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then the meat will be done with a beautiful flavor and a good combination with the fried potatoes and with the veggie mix. So, okay, I'm gonna click camera number 2 on for above the stove. There you are. Looks all pretty cool. The meat is still going on. Make sure that you keep moving it. You see the red juice coming out of the steak. That's awesome. That's what we need. And right now, I'm just gonna put my potatoes in the pan. Just slide them in there, take them off each other because often they like to stick to each other. I got a nice feeling about this meal. The steak was about $6, $7 for 4 pieces of steak. It's still not too expensive, but it's the most pricey product that I have right now. The sweet potatoes, I bought them on a sale. For that bag was $2.25. The veggies was 90 cents. So say that's a $6. And that's $7, $8. It's a $9 meal that I have here right now. A $9 meal. You got a healthy meal. This is going to be for at least 3 people. And they're going to be nicely spilled after they ate this meal. Going to be a nice heavy meal. Outside, the winter time is coming, so it's nice to have a good meal, strong meal that settles down in your belly, so you can have a nice, good night's sleep, and you wake up with enough energy for that new day. Of course, you can also add some red wine to the meat, but then more often you're going to make like a masala sauce or a demi-glace. You're going to use a different kind of sauce with white cream or whipped cream. I don't like to use really alcohol in my sauce because the cream has a beautiful flavor of its own in combination with the cheese. So, okay, potatoes are in. The water of the veggies is boiling. I'm going to put the veggies in. And in the meantime, last week I gave you guys a question about an ingredient. And every week you can win a workshop on Skype. You can win a cooking workshop on Skype. Anything that you like. You like to learn a different cooking style. You like to have a menu during the week that you know to make different dishes every day, or you prefer just a cooking workshop that I will give you. It can be organic, vegetarian. It can be whatever you want. We're going to take care of that. So right now, the question last week was, what kind of fruit did I use to finish up my dish? So what kind of fruit did I use last time to finish up my dish? That question was only on Facebook and on BitChat. I wasn't on YouTube right then at that time. And the answer was a lime. A lime. I used a lime to finish up my dish last week. This week, I'm also going to ask you a question in the end of the show of an ingredient or a style that I used in my cooking program. If you have the right answer, text me by Facebook or BitChat or YouTube. Go to my channels and you will find me there. With the right answer, I will give you a workshop for free on Skype. So guys, right now in the pot, everything is in the pan, everything is moving around. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to make sure that we're going to add that nice cream to the meat. And it's always nice to play with food. It's always nice to play with meat. And we're still in experience with this show because Meal and Deal, Pieter, is just like 10 weeks old. this show, what I created, is brand new, and it's an awesome thing to do. It's awesome to cook for people. I've been born and raised in the food industry, so my entire life is about food. And with BitChat gave me the possibility to expose myself. And with Meal and Deal with Peter on BitChat, I'm also collecting money for a good cause. You can donate money to my channel. You can call me with questions, and then that money will go for 100% to a good cause. I'm helping the causes. Smile Train. Smile Train is an organization that helps kids give a good day. Going to the theaters, going to amusement parks. Stuff that poor families or kids without a family really never have the chance to do. That's one cause that I support through BitChat. The other cause is Build Up. Build Up is an African organization. It's an organization for Africa. That's how I have to say it. And they collecting money for kids that need school supplies in Africa. I mean, like notebooks, pencils, calculators, whatever those kids need for a school year. And that's also a cause that I'm supporting with my show, Meal and Deal with Peter, on BitChat, YouTube, and Facebook. So right now, I'm just going into the deep, and I have still difficulties with qualities of broadcasting, with connection is not always as good as I want it. But you never know who is watching the show. You never know what's really happening behind the scene. And hopefully somebody will see the show and say, you know what, I know somebody, or I got a network, and that guy, he knows what he's doing, and he's a guy that we want to put on the show ourselves. So spread the word around. Show people Meal and Deal with Peter here on the internet. From now on, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and BitChat every week, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, American time. Meal and Deal with Peter is a show that will be weekly here. And if we grow and if we go bigger, we're going to also take you out shopping. And with my GoPro, I'm going to go into the stores and I'm going to film it, and I'm going to show you how to do grocery in a smart way. Because I'm here to make sure that you can cook for small or big families for not too much money. Okay, guys? So right now, I'm going to switch back to camera number 1. And BitChat and YouTube can see the stove from the top. You guys, I will turn the camera a little bit to that way. Here is the pot with the veggies. That's going to go on. Here's the pan with the sweet potatoes that I'm frying in oil and butter. It always takes a little time because you want like a nice crispy potato on a low pit, because I'm going to right now add the heavy cream. I'm going to add a nice heavy cream and just let it in there. Let it sit. And that's going to be a very nice flavor to the meat. Empty it out, put it on the side. And then, of course, I have to treat myself with a nice olive. That fire goes up. I get my brie. I got the nice French cheese. You don't need a lot. In this case, I just had a little piece left over from Thanksgiving. And I'm just going to chop it up in small pieces so it will melt a little faster. And we're just going to add it to the heavy cream. Little cubes or whatever, no matter how. Just cut it up, throw it in the pan with the meat, and it will eventually melt inside of the cream and the meat. Of course, you use butter, and you got your onions, you got your garlic, you got your green peppers, you got your mushrooms, and you're gonna have your green onions. All that together will give you absolutely an extra flavor to the cream sauce. So right now, the cheese and the cream is in the pot. Let me make sure that my kitchen stays clean. So, okay. Again, for the people who just zoomed in, Meal and Deal with Pieter here on BitChat. Welcome. My name is Pieter Roksnoer. I'm the host for you tonight. You can watch my show every week on Meal and Deal with Pieter on BitChat. From now on, also on Facebook and on YouTube. You can find me under my own name, Pieter Roksnoer, Pieter/Roksnoer. Roksnoer. I'm from the Netherlands, born and raised in Brabant, south of the Netherlands. And my life is about food. And it was always about food. Today I'm cooking a nice dish. And it's a dish that is very flavorful. It's different. Let me first take a lid. Let me get a lid. I'm using some. If you're on a BitChat or on YouTube, you will see that I got sweet potatoes. Normally you use them for mashing potatoes, or you boil them and you eat them just like that out of the peel. Normally I will leave the peel around it, but since a short while my wife doesn't like the peel anymore. So to keep my wife happy at the table, I took all the peel off it. And this I never did with a sweet potato. I never fried it. I never fried it in the pan with butter and oil. So we're just gonna see how it's gonna go. I cooked it halfway, they cooled off, I sliced them, and now I'm just frying them in the pan. And we will see what the end result is. It's possible that it's not working at all, but the flavor will always be good because the sweet potato has a very beautiful own flavor. So let me see that. Then on the other pan, what I got over here is a top round. The top round is a very nice steak. It's not too fatty. It's pretty lean. And I fried first some onions and garlic in a nice piece of butter. And after that, I added some green peppers and some mushrooms and some green onions and heavy cream and some brie, some French cheese. So right now, this is all good. I'm gonna close it with the lid. The cream is gonna be cooking in the meat. Don't leave the fire up too high. And everything looks pretty okay in my eyes. So the veggies are going to be boiled in a little while. I will take it off the stove. Make sure that you keep moving your potatoes, because potatoes, fried potatoes, often they go stuck. They're going to be stuck on the bottom of the pan. You don't want that, because then it's going to be all sticky on the bottom and you're going to lose the crispy crust on the potatoes. And you want that. So just make sure that you keep that moving. Okay, guys, so today we have a very nice dish. It's healthy, it's a heavy meal, and we're here with Meal and Deal with Pieter. I'm always talking about prices, qualities of ingredients, and different choices that you can make. So right now, I'm going to switch camera back on YouTube and BitChat. Guys, here we are. Welcome. I see I got a nice amount of viewers on BitChat. I got a nice amount of viewers on YouTube and on Facebook. It's always good to see people in the Netherlands that are still awake. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. Meal and Deal with Pieter here on BitChat, YouTube, and Facebook. Let me talk a little bit about food. Because we have to wait for the meat, we have to wait for the sweet potatoes, and my vegetables are boiling right now. I let them boil for like 1 minute. It's a frozen vegetable, so they've already been blanched. So they've already been cooked for like 1 or 2 minutes before they were bagged up. So you don't have to boil them for like another 5 or 4 or 6 minutes. Depends on the vegetable. No, you just have to cook them like 1 minute, boil them in water like 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's it. Already turning the water off. Why boil vegetables just in like 1 cup of water? We use so much water in the kitchen and we're not even knowing that. We're wasting a lot of energy in the kitchen without our knowledge. You can bring that bill down and I'm talking about your electricity bill or your water bill. You can bring it down by the way you cook, and of course, using the right amount of water, and don't cook it too long. Don't put the fire too high. You can also do it on low fire. You can play a little bit all that stuff. So my veggies, and it's a bag, it's fresh, it doesn't matter what it is, and it's also with boiling potatoes. You're just going to use a cup of water, just a little cup of water that you need, a cup of water and a lid. Always put a lid on every veggie that you have. Put a lid on it. Put a lid on it with a cup of water. Bring the water to a boiling point. When the water boils, then you throw your veggies in. Bring it back to the boiling point and cook it for the amount of time that is necessary that they're going to be done. I like my veggies with a little crunch. I like that still that bite in it. And also in that case, you don't lose too much of your nutrition. Let me see that. So right now I see on Facebook my connection is weak, and so I cannot really do a lot about it. I'm sorry for that, guys. I have to figure out a way that it's going to be more stronger. Let me just, that is done. So give me a second, guys. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to get off my network, my home network. I'm going to go back to my contract network that I have with my phone. It's going to use a lot of data, but okay, we're just in the testing phase. So they're rebooting now, right now. So Facebook is just rebooted, and hopefully it's going to be good. I see that my friend Leon in the Netherlands, he asked if he can sit at the tables to eat. And then I see that he tells me that it looks better than when I cooked in the Netherlands when I was living above the butchery with my friends. Leon, welcome to the show. Nice for your comments, and I hope everything goes well. So, hey bro, it's a new life. Alles gaat goed, Leon. Het is gewoon een ander leven hier. Ik heb een kans genomen om te verhuizen en bevalt het me niet, dan kan ik altijd terug naar Nederland komen. Maar dan kan ik in ieder geval zeggen dat ik iets geprobeerd heb. En ik heb natuurlijk in de afgelopen jaren een prachtige zoon gekregen, David. Dus wat dat betreft het gaat allemaal gewoon goed. En we zitten gewoon aan het genieten van de dingen die op het pad komen in ons leven. Daar weet je natuurlijk alles vanaf. Dus oké, I'm going back to my conversation here. I see a lot of people are watching on Facebook. Hey Woutje, alles goed? Goed zo. Leuk, very nice to hear you. Dankjewel. Hey Amy, dankjewel voor je commentaar dat het goed is nu. Thank you that you let me know that it's good. Hey, Kat, nice to see you, bro. I see that you liked it. What I'm doing looks good. Dave, I talked about you earlier, about your nutrition and the way you sport and your food. So that's good. Fred, all the way in Chicago. Nice to have you on the show. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. That's family-in-law. And then I see a lot of friends from the Netherlands watching me from here. It's awesome. Massa Maton, Kim Schellekens is watching. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It's nice to be here with you guys. It's nice to show, make a show for you and with you. My friends at home, they know that I've always been in the kitchen, and that's my life. Food is my life, and true love goes to the start. Back to the kitchen. I will switch over from one camera to another camera. I see something went wrong with camera 2. That's the technician. Right now I can't really switch over to camera 2 because camera 2 just has an attitude and stopped with broadcasting. I'm going to take my veggies off the water. I already turned the water down so that we're still in hot water. So the cooking process still goes on. So my veggies are done. I'm going to put some salt in there, some butter to make it a nice flavor. As you see, I use a lot of butter in my kitchen. I use a lot of butter because butter is something that I've been raised with. butter is an ingredient that my mom always used to finish stuff up. So of course, that's something. It's always what you've been raised with and what you know what I mean. You're gonna take that with you in your life experiences. So right now, my sweet potatoes are getting there, so I just put a little salt on it, not too much, and I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon on it because sweet potatoes and cinnamon and butter is something that is very common here in America. And cinnamon, the sweet potato has already a sugar, and cinnamon is a very nice ingredient that we also can use in every kitchen. So right now, I'm just asking myself why the camera up there doesn't work. So give me a second. Give me a second. And I will just go up there. Up. It's always funny how tech stuff works. It always lives its own life. And now I see that the camera is just not reacting on anything. So it's always beautiful how you are depending on other stuff. In the past days, we didn't really have all that luxury. And we wrote everything down. And we just did what we had. Hi, Jason. That's looking great. You should give me an address so I can come soon. Jason, you know you're always welcome. And guys, Jason is a stand-up comedian, and we work together. And he will be a guest on the show in the future. But of course, I want to make sure that my guests are coming to a show that works perfectly. So, Jason, first let me perfect the show a little better, and I want to make sure that the watchers, the viewers, are going to have an awesome show to look at. So it's going to be in the near future, but again, you're going to be one of my first guests here. Back to the stove, because I'm trying to let it work. My wife got magic hands, and every time she fixes my camera, and the camera doesn't react on my hands. I wonder why that is. But okay, the cheese and the meat looks beautiful. The sauce is of course a little thin, so we don't want to waste that sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some corn. I'm just going to call it corn powder. It's like a binder. Of course, Pierre is laughing his butt off now, and Dave, and corn powder. Yes, corn powder. I'm just going to call it corn powder for right now. But it's like corn stretch or something, starch, whatever they call it. What? Cornstarch, my wife yells to the house. So I'm just going to call it corn cocaine. We're just going to make it happen. This powder is it's a binder. You put the powder with some cold water, stir it a little bit, and never with hot water, because with hot water it's going to bind. So the corn powder, we're just going to stir it up a little bit, and in a minute I will throw it in the meat. My butter in my beans and my carrots and my salt is all melted and get soft, so I'm going to shake my veggies, mix them up, and they are going to be already done. My potatoes I'm going to see, because I never had sweet potatoes fried in the pan. So of course the structure of the sweet potato is completely different than a normal potato. And what I already see is that you cannot really get it crispy outside, but the flavor is nice. It's still that sweet taste. Yeah, it's still that sweet taste, and a little less. And I'm going to still put a little salt on it. I'm going to take the lid off the meat. A little salt on the potatoes, but also some cinnamon, because that is something. That's sweet potatoes and cinnamon. It's unbelievable. It's a very nice combination. And I'm a voter for that. I like the sweet potatoes and the cinnamon combination. But the potatoes didn't really work out the way I wanted it. But again, it's the first time that I'm frying sweet potatoes. What I was telling you, they have a different structure than other potatoes. Not all the potatoes are good for frying because of the structure of the potato. So that's why you got mashed potatoes. It's a different kind of potato than you're gonna a boiled potato. There's the boiled potatoes. You use them also for fried potatoes. They're stronger. They don't have so much. How do you call it in English? In Dutch you call it zetmeel. It's like a binder inside of the potato. The boiled potatoes, they have a bigger binder, so they stay more stuck to each other. The mashed potatoes, they have a different percentage of that binder in there. So right now, I'm gonna leave that for what it is. It's still tasteful. It's still good. I'm gonna bind my cream sauce with the steaks. I'm gonna bind them with some corn powder, corn stretch. What it says, it's stretch. So it's immediately it gets thicker. And just leave it for that. I just need a little bit. And let me get my meat between my feet out. Okay. So again. This meal is ready. The veggies are ready. The meat is ready. And this looks very nice. It's nice and binder. It's creamy. Oh yeah, you got the cheese flavor in there. Awesome. So right now, this meal is ready. I will get a plate for you guys. It was awesome to make this show with you and for you. Pieter is ready with the dish. I'm sorry for my second camera, BitChat and YouTube. The camera just quit working and it's living its own life. But Facebook, awesome that you guys were there. And I see my connection is much better right now. And Crumbly, where's the wine? Jackie, where's the wine? What do you mean, where's the wine? Baby, here's the wine. This is to you, Jackie. Salute, and nice to have you as a viewer. Welcome to the show. Neil and Pieter here on Facebook, YouTube, and BitChat. Live on 3 channels at the same time. It's still an experiment. I'm still working on my second and my third camera. But right now, my meal is ready. So, Jackie, salute. And I will see you probably Tuesday at work. YouTube, for the first time, guys. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next week. BitChat, guys, I got over the 75 viewers. I got 36 likes. Everybody liked the show. I adore it. I thank you guys for watching. And the question of today is, what kind of ingredient did I use to give my sauce, my cream sauce with the meat, extra flavor? What did I use to give the cream sauce for my meat extra flavor? If you have the right answer before next week starts, then you will win the cooking workshop live on Skype. And I will be your host and I will make a meal for you. I will explain how to use a wise cooking technique. And I thank you all for watching me. I will make a plate right now so you can see what I did today, because that's all what's about. Of course, you're going to see what I really cooked. So let me put everything together. These are sweet mashed potatoes that I fried in a pan. Again, I told you earlier, I was new with frying sweet potatoes. After my experience today in this kitchen with you guys, I found out that it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't taste good. And then we got the veggies. It's a mix of white and green beans in combination with some baby carrots. I finished them up with some butter and salt. That's it. The veggies are steamed. And then we got the sweet mashed potatoes and we got top round steak. Finished up with some cream sauce, and I put that ingredient in there that you have to tell me the answer. Well, I finished up, but there's some fresh garlic, onions, green peppers, green onions, and some mushrooms in there. So my meal and deal with Pieter today was a success. After a struggle, this is my meal Facebook, sweet fried potatoes, veggie mix, and the meat with the cream sauce. YouTube and Bitchat, this is the meal for today. I was honored to be here with you guys. I'm sorry that camera number 2 quit it. Techniques. I have to find out why that is. But I appreciate your visit. I appreciate your likes. I got over the 80 viewers on BitChat with almost 40 likes. Guys, you all made my day. The show is over right now. Thank you for watching me, and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Enjoy it, and bye-bye Facebook. And I will say bye-bye YouTube.